Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? I hope you are feeling well. I'm doing pretty good this morning. I have been incredibly busy. I have been at the North Pole Express train. Let's see, I did that. Was there Sunday evening when last we spoke. And then I have been working to get all the Santa letters sent out. I said I had just enough time to possibly pull off letters from Santa this year, and I am under the wire, and it's actually turned out to be a much more complicated process than I was expecting. Several people, more than several, a few people, a good number of people actually put in some orders, and I had to go and get some more letters printed. So I'm going to the post office right after the stream to mail off more letters from Santa. So that is fantastic. Those are over on ravenkeep.net if you want to get the fantasy letters from Santa Claus. But let me show you what I've got here. One of the other things that I was trying to got yesterday. I was trying yesterday to finish the layout of Purr and the Christmas Kitten, which we were working on. And so I'm under the gun, and so I'm not able to actually go and get these things printed with like a color cover. Or actually, I could do a color cover, but the issue is I don't have time to send out for something that would get them like with a full bleed color print and things like that. So I'm having to do this locally, so they can't do full bleed printing. I didn't want to do a color cover with the like the white border or something on it, because I thought that would look cheap. So I was like, how can I do and maybe even a black and white cover that, or some kind of cover that isn't going to look ridiculous. So what I did is I leaned into the old school RPG vibes. And so here is the cover. Now this is the sample here. I'm gonna have to get more printed, but this is the sample. While I was getting the letters printed yesterday, I got a sample printed of the little book for Per and the Winter Warlock. Old school RPG inspired. Check that out right there. So that is how this story will ship out in the Letters from Santa this year. So Per and the Winter Warlock, I think that's got a really cool look right there. It's a cardstock cover, but really channels the old school kind of feel right there. The back right here, here's the back cover. I got Barnaby on the back right there. It says, on the back, it says, "Courage is warmer than fur. A timeless tale about finding the courage to face the cold. Lost in the frozen wild, a small kitten named Purr seeks shelter in the fortress of the Winter Warlock. But the Warlock is powerless. His Yule-light ring has been stolen by evil gremlins. Without the ring, the Warlock cannot finish the magic corn Santa's reindeer need to fly on Christmas Eve. To save Christmas, Purr must descend into dark tunnels beneath the Warlock's mountain. With the cynical rat named Barnaby, Purr discovers that true strength doesn't come from claws or size, but from the spark within." So there we go. And then Barnaby here has a little quote on the back that says, "Great, a frozen mountain, an army of gremlins, and my partner is a kitten. Let's go save Christmas." So I like the way that it came out. This is a sample. I ordered 10 of them. Yes, I know the camera's angled. I've got it's slipping on its mount, and I haven't been able to fix that yet. So the camera angle is still sitting over there at an angle. I got to completely remount that. But I only ordered 10 of these because I just wanted to do it kind of a sample. I'm going to need more, but I wanted to see what they look like printed, and I think I can. I think I'm going to change a few things. But man, their machine that actually made the booklets was down, and so they were having to make these by hand. So I'm glad I didn't order all that I needed. I was standing there because they actually did not print the interior covers, the interior of the covers. And I was like, "Oh, I have an error. Was it something with my file or was it something else?" And they found out that it was actually an error on their part. They didn't do double-sided printing on the covers. And so then they remade them right there in front of me, and I got another 10. But I felt so bad because they're like, I'm glad, doing 10 of them by hand. The interior has a little map right there. Isn't that fun? So that's the back cover right there. And then over here, I also put in, I think I can make this 12 pages. Right now, it's a total of 16 interior pages. Of course, you got to do multiples of 4. But one of the things I think I can do maybe is get this down to 12 pages, which would save a page for postage. And I still think will be a perfectly good little book. I think I can do it. I might not be able to. Otherwise, it'll have to be 16 pages. And so in order to get to 16 pages, of course, there's a little about the author, other things that I've written. I put in a recipe for hot cocoa right there. So we've got the hot cocoa recipe. The Winter Warlock's Spark of Courage hot cocoa, which includes whipped cream and gold sparkles for the spark of Purr right here. And then a little Warlock's oath down here that says where a child can write their name in it. "I write your name, do hereby promise to carry the spark. I will be warmer than the cold, I will be braver than the dark, and I will always share my cheese with a friend in need." And they can write there. So that that's pretty fun. That took that's taken getting this written and then getting it laid out and getting to a place where I could even get those samples printed. That has taken a tremendous amount of my creative energy for the last, few weeks actually. And I think I may have gotten, I might have, I just saw an email this morning where I might have gotten approval to set up a booth at the North Pole Express train. So I might do that this weekend, but then I got to get a booth together. Okay. Hey, good morning. So we got lots of people here, and of course, we've got everybody's. The Last Phoenix. Good morning. Good morning. That's BGD. Good morning. Let's see. Brett. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. So I thought that we would see what we could do if we could take this and turn it into a take the book, like see what we can do taking the book and saying, hey, what if you wanted to play this as an RPG? Let's see. Let's breathe and sip though. Yes, a folding. Well, that's excuse me. That's probably what it's going to be. I mean, that's about as fancy as I'm going to be able to get. Folding table. I need some kind of sign, and I also got to make sure that I can take orders and things like that. But we'll see. I got to read those emails and see what the situation is. All right. Hey, let's breathe and sip this morning. I've got my fish do not drink tea mug. Let's do a breathe and sip, 2 deep breaths, complete exhales, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage. So here we go. Let's breathe. And sip. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's do some fantasy world building then and some RPG design here. And let's see if we can take a story. Other people may have already tried this. Try to take a story and then extract from it whatever is necessary, particularly statistics. I hate like one of my least favorite parts is to come up with a whole bunch of different stats for things. Like stat block after stat block after stat block. Where are my OSE books? Man, everything is just all over the floor. Oh, believe it or not, they are on the shelf. Okay. Let's so one thing I wanted to know, I want to take a look here and see if the OSE. So this is okay, this is Advanced Fantasy Players Tome. What type of monsters do they have in here? Spells, druid spells. This is the player's guide, so I don't see monsters in here. What about over here? Classic Fantasy Rules Tome. Okay, we do have some monsters right here. Okay. Because obviously our it is. It says that stat blocks are the best part. I don't know. Like coming up with like the back of this book, which is monster descriptions, stat block after stat block after stat block after stat block. That would be one that I don't look forward to with RPG stuff, RPG design. Like, hey, okay, so now we got to make this bestiary in the back. And I need 600 stat blocks. But okay, so one thing I wanted to check here was, okay, let's look at Goblin. We've got Gremlins. I don't know if Gremlin's in here or not. This is the OSE book. Let's see. So this is dragon, turtle, fish. Let's see. Ghoul. Okay, we've got Goblin. Green slime, gray ooze, griffin, hawk, hippogriff. Okay, I don't see gremlin in here. So there's no gremlin, but we do have goblin here. Let's see. Let's bring this up here. And let's just see what the goblin is. And, I intentionally made reference to goblins in Purr and the Winter Warlock. There's just the mention that Barnaby, he says he stole his cheese. He got his cheese from stealing it from goblins down in the valley. So I intentionally added goblins in there. So there's a reference there to goblins, even though it's mainly gremlins. But there are goblins there too. So the goblins need to be bigger and badder than the gremlins are. So here, okay. Goblins in OSE are AC 6, HD 1, so 3 hit points. Attack 1d6 or by weapon. They have a Thaco of 19 or a +0 to attack. XP 5, bodyguard 20 or 35 for a king. Infravision out to 90 feet. Hate the sun, -1 to hit in full daylight. Wolf riders, 20% of goblin groups encountered are wolf riders. 1/4 of the group are mounted on dire wolves. They hate dwarves and attack on sight. Goblin King and bodyguards, a 3 HD, 15 HP King, and 2d6, 2 HD, 2d6 HP. I wonder if they were supposed to add a number in there. Bodyguard live in the goblin lair. They do not suffer attack penalties in daylight. The king also gets a +1 bonus to damage. Only have treasure type C when encountered in the wilderness or in their lair. Okay. Well, let's start that as a basis here. Where'd my phone go? Okay, here we go. Let's see. I wonder if online we have the OSE gremlin, OSE goblin. Let's see about that. OSE goblin stat block. It's Imperial goblins. We will just do it this way. With RPG with Thaco. Yeah, of course, it's nice that you can do it both ways. Okay, in OSE. Okay, let's start this way. Let's say I'm going to give you my Christmas story, Purr and the Winter Warlock, and I want to start building out some RPG material for it to play an old school RPG game, using old school essentials with my nephews for Christmas. So I need some stats for these kinds of creatures. Oh, did we just find it? How do I copy that? Didn't I have trouble copying that last time? Okay, so these for creatures, the creatures importing as much as possible. But adding in any unique flavor, especially the goblins, especially the gremlins. And I'm just going to give it the whole PDF. The PDF that went to printing the other day or yesterday. The PDF is attached. I want the gremlins to integrate with the existing to integrate with the existing OSE goblins. Goblins are present in the setting. So we'll use the OSE stats for them. Gremlins need to be smaller than goblins and more mischievous than goblins. And a good bad guy, good staple bad guy for a Christmas elf. What do you recommend? We also need some type of Christmas elf. We'll need the gremlins and the Christmas elves. Didn't Cat shoot one shot a level one? Couldn't a cat one shot a level one wizard? I think they could. I mean, that's always the joke about the cat and the level one wizard. So well, she is still a kitten, so maybe she couldn't one shot a wizard. But that's always the joke, right? But yeah, maybe when Purr grows up. Oh, maybe not. But like the amount of damage or something, like how much damage can you do? I intentionally didn't have Purr actually killing the gremlins for a couple of different reasons, but one is that reason, or Barnaby. Goblin and Gremlin share the same Thaco with a little difference to Gremlins, if I remember. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be similar. Let's see. OSE Gremlin. Yeah, I wonder is Gremlin in AD&D? Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I think you should make the gremlins. BGD says I think you should make the gremlins into 1 HP mooks, but increase the number appearing to high levels so heroes can solve through hordes of them to save the day or face death of 1,000 cuts. I kind of think so. I agree with that. We'll make them horde creatures. As I want the goblins to be badder news. Let's see. Where is Here is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see if Gremlin is mentioned in here. Oh, Gremlin is in here. Okay, so Gremlin. We have Gremlin and Fremlin. Oh, their gremlins are winged. My gremlin is not winged. Often mistaken for imps, gremlins are small winged humanoids. There are many varieties of gremlins. I don't think I've ever fought a gremlin. Gremlins are worthless in real combat. At every opportunity, they flee rather than fight face to face. Let's see, what are they? They are, Gremlin says, number appearing 1 to 6. Yeah, we need more than that. Armor class 4. Hit dice 4. Thaco 17. XP value 650. So gremlins are a little bit beefier in AD&D than I was expecting here. Let's see. Gremlins and AD&D used to be based on goblins. At least our DM used that as a base to create the gremlins. Yeah, so I think what we need to do here is and that needs to be anti-elf. anti-Christmas elf. Let's see. AC 7, 12, HD 1 half, 1d4 HP. Attack by weapon, 1d4 by weapon type. Thaco 19. Movement 90 feet or 30. Saves here. Weapons, jagged knives, barbed spears, or clubs made from rocking horse legs. I did change the sleigh runner to a rocking horse because the sleigh runner, I figured that was when he's using that as a club was jarring because people might not know what that is. Yeah, I think it's too beefy. Feed on fear. If an opponent fails a morale check or is magically frightened, gremlins gain a +1 bonus to hit that target. Light sensitivity. Gremlins recoil from pure light. Bright magic like continual light or Yule light ring causes them to save versus spells or flee suffering a -2. Flee suffer -2 to hit. Anti-toy. As an action, a gremlin can attempt to break a small non-magic item held by a player or steal an object like a spoon or a key. Okay. Yeah. We think this is too beefy. We think this is too beefy a construction. Let's go generally 1 hit point or 2 max. These need to appear in numbers. The main threat of gremlins rather, needs to be their numbers. When they need to hit harder, they call in the goblins. Let's see here. For reference, I'm going to put in the OSE goblin. Hit harder, they call in the goblins. Good morning. Good morning. Gremlins choose to show Gemini choose to show gremlins to have stats like Dark Sun mobs. Oh, really? I turned my phone off before that went. Here is the OSE goblin period. Adjust the gremlin as necessary. AC 7, of course, buy armor. They wear different armor. HD 1 HP attack. Bite or shiv for 1 damage. Thaco 20. Cowardly alone or in a swarm. Any successful hit kills a gremlin. This makes the players feel heroic, like Legolas or Gimli wading through enemies while keeping the danger high due to the sheer number of attacks rolled against them. Yes, mob rules. Gremlins never fight fair. If 3 or more gremlins attack the same target, they gain +2 to hit. The alarm screech. Gremlins do not want a fair fight. If the fight turns against them or they spot an intruder, they screech. 1d4 rounds later, d6 goblins, the real muscle, arrive from the valley to investigate. since they deal very little damage, their main threat is messing with the player's gear. In the story, they tear up letters and bang on broken toys. Yes, in combat, instead of attacking for damage, the gremlin can attempt a mischief action, save versus breath to avoid, trip, filch, sabotage. That seems very, that's what they've been doing at the North Pole with the letters as well, like sabotaging things, stealing things. Yeah. Gremlin Chieftain. Yeah, we definitely need the Gremlin Chieftain. So because we have the Gremlin Chieftain, and then we also have the blockading guy. So yeah, he should be hit point 2. No, that says 9 HP. No, yeah, that's still too beefy. The hulking Gremlin needs to be about 3, and then the Goblin Chieftain needs to be about 3 hit points. Yes, he has a knife. Did the stat block still not go there? AI doesn't understand the playability factors and table feel when the stats are actually in use. For practical GMs, Gremlins built as 1 HP mooks who die with 1 HP on each attack success is easy to run. Yes. Yeah, I would say that it's not doing a very good job here. Other hazards from the story, the Ice Wolf. Yeah, we do need Ice Wolf. Ice Wolf is in the story. The Winter Warlock, yeah, he needs to be a high level. Okay, now they got him, a high level magic user. Barnaby, the rat henchman. Oh, did I go up? Yeah, I don't think we quite have this. But another thing, while we think about that, players could play dwarves. I intentionally made the brewmaster a dwarf, so dwarves have entered the story, or entered the world. Play dwarves. There is a dwarven brewmaster. At the North Pole, or Christmas elves. What's the best analog to start with for Christmas gnomes, for Christmas elves? And it's probably the gnome, because I was almost going to make them gnomes anyway. Let's see. Yeah, a swarm of gremlins with a Thaco of -3 is too dangerous. Do we have in OSE? See, which one is this? This is the classic fantasy. I would probably need the, advanced fantasy tome. Do we have gnome in here? We do have a gnome in here already. 83. Let's see. Could a gnome become a Christmas elf? So if you're a hero and you want to play a Christmas elf, how do we modify this? It says gnome. Minimum con 9, minimum int 9, modifiers none. Okay, we'd have to adjust the languages. But see, available classes and max level: assassin, cleric, fighter, illusionist, and thief. I think we'd have to adjust the feel of a thief in order to be a thief on the good side in this. But the gnomish illusionist seems to be the best analog that I can think of for a player character. Armor must be tailored to the gnome's small size and wield weapons appropriate to their stature. No longbows or two-handed swords. Okay. Due to their small size, gnomes gain +2 bonus to armor class when attacking by large opponents. When attacked by large opponents greater than human size, they can, as expert tunnelers, gnomes can have a 2 in 6 chance of being able to detect new construction, sliding walls, or sloping passages when searching. They have infravision, 2 in 6 chance of hearing noises when they listen at doors. Magic resistance. Gnomes are naturally resistant to magic, gaining a bonus to saving throws versus spells and magic wands, rods, and staves. This bonus depends on a gnome's con score. And it gives that. And then speak with burrowing mammals. They can speak with badgers and moles. Okay, this did also recommend gnome. Okay. Or a slightly tweaked halfling if you're sticking strictly to classic fantasy. But yes, okay. So it did pick up on gnome here. Dwarven Brewmaster, yes, there's the Dwarven Blue a Dwarven Brewmaster that runs Santa's brewery. The Gnome Artificer, yeah, so small size, let's see. Naturally resistant to magic. Gnomes get a special bonus to attack kobolds and gremlins, and goblins, rather. Toy Maker's Eye. They can instinctively tell if something is broken, trapped, or poorly made, like the broken toys the gremlins use. Excellent for saves against magic. The Workshop Elf. Yeah, I think the gremlin does pretty well here. They can play gnomes or dwarves, the Polar Brewmasters. Dwarves, I think that just goes the same way. Dwarf shouldn't need any type of change. Speak with burrowing mammals. That would need to change. Dwarf, ABCDE. Detect traps, construction trips. If you want to be the combat guy, then the dwarf is the place to be. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change the dwarf here. But yeah, okay, ice wolves. Do we have some type of wolf in here? Let's talk about the ice wolves. Some are friendly. Because we've got ice wolves. The ice wolves run off Purr's run off, or they attack and they go after Purr's mother. So they're the reason that they separate in the beginning. But then again, we have some good ice wolves that pull the warlock sleigh. Let's talk about ice wolves. Some are good, like the ones drive the sleigh, or that pull the warlock sleigh. Others are evil. And maybe ridden by goblins. Let's see what we got. Oh, BGD already has some up. Wolf, AC 7, HD 2+2, 11 HP, attack ×1, bite D6, Thaco 17, move 180. Okay, then we've got our saves here. Morale 6, 6 in pack. Do we hit? Surely there is wolf over here. Hellhound. I just opened 2. Oh, we do have Hobgoblin too. Gremlin, Goblin, Hobgoblin, and I think there needs to be orcs too. But orc may be. I don't know if kobold is a good fit. Orc, it might be stretching it, but maybe we just have great goblins. What am I looking for? Like some type of wolf reference in here. Whale, come on. Okay, we do have wolf, carnivorous relatives of dogs that hunt in packs. So we have this one recommends AC 6. This is the standard. Oh, this is dire wolf, large, savage, semi-intelligent wolves dwell in caves, mountains, and forests. Oh, here's normal wolf. Normal wolf, AC 7, 2+2. Oh, that's what you just came up with. I think that's why. I thought you just spit that out on. Just type that out. So yes, okay, so that's the normal wolf right there. At the referee's discretion, captured cubs may be trained as dogs. Wolves are difficult to train. Strength in numbers: packs of 4 or more wolves have morale 8. If the pack is reduced to less than 50% of its original size, the morale bonus is lost. We do have dire wolves that have a better AC, better hit points, from normal wolf being 11 going up to 19. They bite for 2d4. And their Thaco goes down to hit bonus going from +2 to +4. Okay, so those can be imported pretty well. Snow Stalker, they move silently in snow. Surprise on 1d4 trip. If the bite attack hits by a margin of 4 or more, the target is knocked prone. Okay, so before attacking, the pack howls. A level 1 character must save versus paralysis or suffer -1 to hit for the encounter due to fear. The howling, that does make it is present in the story, so that's interesting. Goblin Wolf Riders. Sleigh training. What the goblin, we need some type of like goblin warrior or something who, or king, chieftain, whatever, who rides a sleigh like a chariot in battle. Like a Greek hero riding a chariot, or Celtic hero riding a chariot, but like an ice wolf pulled sleigh. Okay, so let's go over here and just take some notes. Uh, uh, may I propose we add a wise frost giant as a helper to the winter warlock? Oh, interesting. A giant at the um, ice fortress might be interesting. Hadn't thought about that. There are snorks in the icy RPG. Let's just make some notes here about I'm going to take this down. Did that work? Okay, there we go. So this, let's get it so that you can see it. A Christmas of Ice and Iron. RPG notes. So let's get something a little thematic. Okay. So player characters. Allowed races. The Christmas of Ice and Iron. I put that on the front of the book. And that's what the YouTube channel is. Part of, I think it says the right here, but I want to change it to A, the Christmas of Ice and Iron. I think it's a great title for a series or a setting or something like that. So part of the Christmas of Ice and Iron. And I think it also immediately communicates what kind of story this is going to be. Allowed races, dwarf, no problem. Elf, this is Christmas elf. Use gnome. But okay, let's nope, wrong book. Oh, was gnome just in here? Was gnome in the main the basic book? I do appreciate. This is character class. Did I pick up the wrong one? Is there just a straight gnome that doesn't have to be paired with a class? Oh, there is. Okay. Now, see, this is also why I appreciate sometimes the race as class. Although in this case, if you've got multiple people, it's probably better to go gnome as race class combination. No, this is character. Which book am I looking at? Okay, I'm going to keep that. So that one of the reasons I like the race as class is that, okay, it's easy to, okay, you're the gnome. Okay, here's what you need to do. Character classes. Okay, no. They do not have gnome just as race as class. Okay, use gnome. Clerics, fighters, and illusionists are particularly appropriate. Clerics, fighters, and illusionists are especially appropriate. Thief with caution. If I may propose, Christmas elf is a class for elves and gnomes, Christmas tinkerers that create toys. Now, see, I am a big fan of, like I said, the gnome. The Christmas elves being retitled gnomes. I didn't do that because people that seems so classic Christmas elf that people won't understand Christmas gnome, the general population. I mean, of course, elf is sitting right here. I mean, there's not that much to it. Infravision, listen at doors, detect secret doors, immunity to ghoul paralysis, acrobat, assassin, cleric, druid, fighter, knight, magic user, ranger, thief. I kind of think that the elf is more like some kind of fey creature at the in the north, rather than what's at Santa's workshop. Actually, call it like the Celtic elves or something like that. Because some kind of druid out there in the snow seems appropriate. That's like a more classically elven druid. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. What did we said something about detect toys or detect broken things or something? Uh Small, naturally resistant to magic, and most importantly, I don't know if they really need a bonus to attack kobolds or goblins. Toy Maker's Eye. Let's use that. Change the detect construction tricks. Toy Maker's Eye. They can instinctively tell if something is broken. Let's say fit width. Poorly made, like the broken toys the gremlins use. And they maintain very good saving throws against magic. Instead of OSE has talk to burrowing mammals. For the gnomes. What can that be replaced? Bad guys. Main bad guys, gremlins. Nah, toy talk, that didn't work. Oh, yes. Okay. So but it does make sense that they could talk to like the reindeer and stuff. Uh yes, there is a cast of Arctic animals. Yes, snow owls, ice wolves, even reindeer. Speak with cold weather animals. Now, of course, they do just speak. Some of them just speak. Uh, Instead, change. Speak with burrowing mammals. To speak with Arctic creatures. And we'll have to see how that works because if like purr is just going to talk. I mean, presumably, um, the Winter Warlock talks to Purr just directly because Purr can speak, and so can Barnaby the rat. And you would assume that would be the same way with the Snow Owl. So that might end up becoming uh, moot. If gnomes can detect toys and the gnomes have a grudge against the goblins and gremlins, if gnomes can detect toys, then the gnomes have a grudge against goblins and gremlins based on the fact that gremlins and goblins break the toys of the gnomes. Yes. So what does the stat block look like? So where's this goblin? I took a picture of it. Oh, somebody just ordered. Somebody on stream just ordered one of the. I guess it was one of the letters. I just see that I got an order through the website. Let's see. So where was I? Okay, so this recommends. Let's see, AC. That's like I don't know. So that AC 10. Let's see. I have to remember my armor classes. So the lower is better. AC 10. Let's make them AC 8. AC 8. Hit die. Let's just go 1 hit point, 1 HP. Attack 1d4 broken weapon. Well, it could even be 1d2. 1d2 broken toy. Thaco 20. Or I guess this starts with 19. I think maybe 19 is the worst you can get here. So I'm going to stick with 19, which would be a +0. Do they move? They're smaller than goblins, but they're faster. So they probably move at about the same rate. Move 60 feet. Saving throws. Okay, now see, I'm not as familiar with that. Morale 7, so I'll just put saves. Import saves from goblins at the moment. Morale as a goblin sounds pretty good. 7, 9 with chieftain. Alignment chaotic. XP, I mean, so less than that, right? XP 3. Number appearing, though. Okay, so this says 2d4 goblins, but this needs to be like 2d8, something like that. 2d8 gremlins appear at a time. Infravision, Hate the Sun. I do kind of like Hate the Sun. That just seems like a goblin thing. Or goblinoid thing. Hate the Sun. They don't ride wolves. We can have a brute, gremlin brute, who is tougher, 2 HP, and he may deal D4 damage. A chieftain, 3 HP, D4 damage. Also, likely to be the one with the magic loot. So buff him up in a you are what you wear kind of way. Buff him up in a you are what you wear kind of way. Horde, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I could probably run something like this. -1 to hit with in direct sunlight. Gremlins are small. Are small. Mischievous. Small, mischievous, but vicious. They can crawl around in walls and under floorboards where larger creatures cannot go. They nearly always appear in packs, appear in large groups. They nearly always appear in large groups, they nearly always appear in large groups. They are almost they appear in large groups. Almost always, or often, they are often near their larger goblin cousins, who they call in for help when they need some muscle. The goblins often think the gremlins stir up too much trouble. And resent having to save them. And can resent having to save them. Having to clean up their messes. I like that. Oh, this was fun. So that gives us a basic idea of a gremlin. The allowed races. I think we could sit down and play with that. I don't know how many humans are there at the North Pole. There might not be many. I guess the Winter Warlock, but he's also more of a obviously he's a magic kind of guy, but is he human? He might not be. He might be something else. And likewise with Santa Claus. Maybe there aren't humans. But we also have, okay, we can talk about, let's put this down here, ice wolves. Start with wolf and direwolf base. Well, we can go ahead and add that we do have goblins. But we're going to say goblins import OSE goblin. And be sure to include wolf riders. And in keeping with the Hobbit theme, hobgoblins for the larger kind. And then maybe long-armed orcs with crooked swords. And then, of course, also someplace, a fantastic enemy in all of this is the Krampus. But he requires special attention. Oh, we did have an idea for a giant. Let's add this in. Snow giants. There could be a snow giant. At the Warlock's fortress. Polar bears. Armored polar bears. And then Celtic elf like creatures in not exactly groves, but magical or mystical natural locations. Well, that's fun. I mean, that could this is I like this little world that's kind of sprung from this story here. And I think with those notes, I could probably run something for them. Come up with something like a 5-room dungeon, or equivalent of like a 5-room dungeon or something. That could be fun, and it can grow as we grow, as the whole thing does. Make the reference that they are 2'8" when you say small. It will help you describe them as a DM. Yeah, how tall? 2'8"? Let's make a note. How tall? I mean, I do definitely picture the gremlins, like the gremlins from the Gremlins movie. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. Like when I think of the gremlins, I gave them the long bat-like ears. They don't fly though. Okay. All right. Well, we've been at it for about an hour, so I have got things I've got to do today. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load up here, and I'm gonna go to the post office, and I'm gonna drop some more letters in the mail. If you do want to receive the story, or for a child, and it's 3 letters and the story, I'm still shipping the letters. So I'm doing that now because I've had people still wanting them. So if you want, go to ravenkeep.net. I've got it up at the top. There's the 1 letter for just $5, the first letter. But then if you want the entire series, including the Purr and the Winter Warlock, which I just printed here, go to ravenkeep.net, put in the order, and then I will ship them out. Okay, so we can continue with this later. So Christmas of Ice and Iron is taking all of my time this Christmas. All right, so I will see everybody later. Have a wonderful day. Go forth and be creative.